Aloha, I'm Jacob Schaefer, editor of Maui Times, and I'm here with Kelly King, the co-founder of Pacific Biodiesel. They are holding their second annual Earth Day event, and let's talk story.
All right, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
thanks
course.
for coming onto the farm, and what a beautiful day we have.
Thank you, ma'am.
We love it. All right.
So tell me what food security means to you.
Well, food security, we all eat. It's hard. The hardest things to get support for are usually preventative. And what we're trying to perpetuate here is having a supply of food locally, no matter what happens at our ports, at our docks, at our airports, and also supporting local farmers, which means we're eating healthier as well.
Right. So what does that look like? What's the future for Hawaii in your view when it comes to food security? What give me a couple specific things that you feel are important.
Well, eventually we have to get to the point where 75-80% of the food we eat is grown here and processed here.
Okay.
Right now it's the opposite. That's how much gets flown in from the mainland or other countries. And kind of the same thing we go through with fuel. Pacific Biodiesel has been experiencing great support for community-based processed fuel, and for every dollar we bring in, 85% of it stays here on Maui or in the state of Hawaii, and that's what we want for our food systems. Right, for our farmers.
So
and we
this
want
is the idea is keeping the money here.
And we want the farmers to be getting the bulk of the profit off of their food that they're growing, not for it to go to a middleman. So that's what the food hubs are all about.
Right.
And that's why we chose this organization across the state, all the food hubs across the state, to benefit from this concert.
Yeah. Great. So is this something that you want to carry on? You feel like this is going to be a long-term thing?
Well, I think food security in some way will be,
this
is going to be an issue probably most of my life, for the state of Hawaii. And of course, we need to get more young people educated about where their food comes from, more people interested in eating healthy local food and actually doing something that a lot of us don't do, which is cook or prepare foods, right? Prepare the foods that go in our mouths.
Absolutely. And so this is the 22nd of April, right?
Right, the 22nd of April, right here on the farm. We're going to be coming up here soon on the area that the concert will be in the field, so they'll be sitting amongst the sunflowers. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of local entertainment and also some pretty big names involved in this. And we have Autumn Ness is going to be joining us. Come on, Autumn.
Yes,
she's going to explain a little more detail about the food hubs.
So yes, Autumn, tell me about the food hubs.
Okay, thanks, Kelly. So what food hubs do, there is two hubs on Maui, Maui Hub and Island Fresh, but there's hubs across the state that are part of a food hub hui. And what food hubs do, two things. One, we support farmers in accomplishing their goal. We set this state goal to double our food production, and then everyone's like, okay, farmers, good luck, So we need to help them do that, right? Which means we help them do all of the non-farming activities, help them with their sales, their aggregation, their deliveries, so they don't have to spend 2 days a week in their truck driving around the island. They can hang out and be on the farm where they are doing what they do best, right? And then also, exactly. And then also, we want to make sure that the food that is produced here is cost accessible to our local people, not just for the wealthy and not just for tourists. So we kind of take the food from the farmers and streamline the delivery process and the access, process to make it affordable. And it's working. We've seen our farmers that we work with are starting to increase their food production. We're seeing farmers that are graduating out of these farmer training programs with a reliable market. They can go and build a business and know that they can sell the product that they're growing for a fair price, and make a good living just like anybody else. So it's a big deal. It's a really big deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So where do you see it going?
Up. We have to grow. The Maui Hub specifically has a goal to double its impact this calendar year. So we want to double the amount of customers we're serving, we want to double the amount of food we're distributing, and statewide, all of the hubs, basically their job is to dial in their hyper-local food system and then start to connect.
Okay.
So think of when our next natural disaster is going to be,
Right.
you know, and the next hurricane, the next whatever.
Right.
If one area kind of goes down, so to speak, we have all of the other areas across the state that are poised to kind of, we're still distributing food, we're still producing, we can help people, you know, whoever's in need. And statewide, we start to build an economy that's based in local food production that's not tied to the tourism industry.
Right.
You know, every time you buy your food, your money stays here, as opposed to, you know, when you buy your food at a big box store, most of that money goes somewhere else.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we're building a new economy, basically, that's not tied to the tourism industry, which is super exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hence the word hub, right?
Yeah. Okay. And next we have
Let's bring Michael in
yeah,
now.
Michael from Manal Radio.
Manal Radio.
Yeah. Here you go.
Aloha, Michael.
Aloha.
Good to see you, bro.
Jacob, good to see you too. Thank you.
So talk to me about the entertainment part of this.
Yeah, there's going to be entertainment, definitely. Manao Radio is so excited to be a part of this wonderful cause, and actually, we a portion of the proceeds from the event will be benefiting Manao Radio. We're very grateful for that.
Sure, of course. Yeah.
We participated in the Concert for Ukraine in the sunflower field of Pacific Biodiesel last year. That was a huge success. A sellout, raised a load of money for the children of Ukraine, and we arranged the music for that event.
Right.
And we found out.
So tell me about the artist.
Right.
Who's performing this?
We found out then that that was something that we were very good at, and here we are again, doing it again. So the artists performing this time will be George Kahumoku Jr., Drew Martin, Renegade Surf Rock Band Sting Kong, Soul Kitchen, Brown Chicken Brown Cow String Band.
Yeah, sure, love them.
The Lowly Hearts. They do Beatles covers and beyond. And Marty Dredd and Gretchen Rhodes and the House Shakers. And just announced, we have also engaged with and signed up Carrie Brown, who is a multi-award-winning musician and producer, and his history is with the Smashing Pumpkins and working with a variety of other artists such as Paul McCartney and Jason Mraz and Ziggy Marley and on and on and on. He also happens to own the Licorice Pizza name, which is the ageless record store in Southern California that I grew up with. And we're going to be having a Licorice Pizza Jam session to close out the event that we're very excited about, with artists that Carrie's going to select and that are to be announced.
And we are literally standing in the spot where this
will all be taking place, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's great. I mean, you know, we got music.
We've got sunflowers, blooming sunflowers.
Indeed, yes, sir.
We have everything.
Yeah. All right. So Kelly, you want to come in for a minute?
Yes. Thank you so much, Michael. I think Michael did a great job of talking about the entertainment. We're standing in the area where the concert will be. So this year is going to be a cleaner concert, because last year we didn't have this nice lawn area, and so there was a lot of dust blowing around, but this year I think it's going to be much more comfortable too. Bob is here, Bob King, my husband, with one of our tractors for the farm. This is a working farm, so amongst all of the hoo-hoo about this concert and all the arrangements and everything, he's still farming. he's still farming for our future food and fuel. And I think the thing that people have got to know about this issue is that it is urgent. This is, for us, this is as urgent as the war on Ukraine, and that's why we chose this organization, because they are the ones getting the food directly from the farmers to the local consumers. We need to grow that effort. We need to do it now before we get to a point where we have some natural climate disasters that keep our ships from coming in or our planes from landing. And this is the healthiest way to do it, with local farm produce turning into local food for ourselves and for our future generations. So thank you, Autumn, for your involvement. Thank you, Michael, for Mana'o Radio helping us. We are really excited this year, and it's such a great cause that it's actually captured the attention of some major record producers and TV people who are going to help grow this event even larger next year. But come out, meet the gang and see why food security is so important to even people who don't necessarily live here full time, but eat here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, April 22nd, right?
April 22nd. It's all day long right here on the farm. You can go to biodiesel.com. You can look up the ad in Maui Time magazine, and there's a little QR code. You can buy tickets. But this has to be at least as important to us as it is to the rest of the world. And we've captured the imagination of a lot of folks who understand how important food security is, especially to Hawaii, because we are the one body of inhabited land that's the furthest from any other inhabited civilization on Earth.
Yes.
So we want to be feeding ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Well said, Kelly. Aloha.
All right, thanks,
Aloha,
guys.
and thank you. We'll see you on April 22nd on Earth Day.
Look it up. Maui Times.
Aloha.